a very cold Wednesday night in Johannesburg, and I'm in a largely deserted car park meeting a middle-aged man in what would look to anybody watching as very suspicious circumstances. But a drug deal is not going down, at least not yet. Instead, I'm meeting a really good mate of mine to discuss a project that is both really exciting, much needed, and also very uplifting. Joel Stransky, why on earth have you dragged me out to Bryanston late on a Wednesday night?
To go back a little bit and put the story in context, we started a feeding scheme, and one of our supporters, one of our ladies who really got this thing going from day one in lockdown, her office is here, and this has been our little working hub where we pack food and we pack the trucks and we leave from, and we'll be heading out to go and help some of the homeless, some people who live on the streets who are hungry and cold, who need food and clothing desperately.
If you're sitting at home watching this on television, by definition, you're one of the privileged people in South Africa. Many are not. We're going to go and meet some of those, and yes, there'll probably be some fairly harrowing scenes this evening, but I suspect there'll also be a lot of upliftment and a lot of joy as we see South Africans come together and do what I feel they always do best, which is getting behind each other. Here's a real dose of realism for tonight. This is where 5 people call home at the moment. And yeah, I don't really need to say much, do I? Anthea, how did you meet Joel? How did you get involved in this?
When Storm and I met, we used to go there and drop off. We were literally a drop-off, so we would drop off food and parcels, and we took quite a big interest in how she feeds somewhat more than 2,000 people. And I think just from understanding what she's involved with and the people and how she feeds them and how much they love her, we just decided that to get more and more involved in it, and then it extended kind of to the night feeds. But yeah, it's been an amazing experience, and it's been quite humbling, I have to say.
Give me a sense of the number of people you're helping and just how great that need is.
Okay, so food parcel wise, we've done about 3,485 food parcels, which we delivered to the families' homes. In terms of the feeding on the streets, we feed about 90 people a night. And then at the gates of OJC, we started on 20 people a night, and we are now on 220 a night. People that don't have any food, and that is their only meal. So to date, I think OJC's fed about 15,854 people.
Storm, there have been some incredible stories you've told us already this evening. Talk to me about the guy who lives here and his backstory.
Okay, so Johannes, we've been feeding him for a long time. So he used to sleep on a little step like this across the road at Clarendon Hardware, but he was getting robbed. It was cold. He's 70. He gets a grant. He's not a drinker, doesn't do drugs, very clean and organised. And the one night I came across the road, I had to come and ask the owner of this building, because they were always open late, if they wouldn't mind if he could come and sleep there. And Leonard, you're going to meet him, is the most divine man. He said with pleasure. He's brought him in here. He's got a little bedroom now.
This is Dan.
This is Dan. Ons vriend, yeah.
It's probably still a little bit cold, so here's one more blanket for you. All right, let's pop it on Opa. Warm Johannes. So we've now been going for about 2 hours, and what amazes me tonight is everywhere we go, Storm has jumped out. She knows the names of most of the guys, but even when she doesn't, immediately there's a recollection, there's a friendship. They jump out, there's no aggression, they know that they're being helped out, and there's just a real bond that's been formed. And Storm just charging in, helping everybody out. She really is the most extraordinary woman. I'm feeling incredibly inspired by watching here tonight. If you are able to help whatever you can do, tonight has shown there is just so much need for us to get behind those who don't have nearly as much as the rest of us do. Storm, what you're doing is not glamorous, but it definitely seems to give you an enormous sense of fulfillment.
Absolutely. Very rewarding to actually make a difference in people's lives, especially now. I'm just a vessel. I'm doing what's needed. Couldn't wait anymore for the government to step in, so we've had to step in ourselves. As ordinary citizens, we've had to join hands and join forces and do what we can to make a difference when we need each other.
Joel, you did tell me that Storm was rather special. I didn't realise quite how special. It's yeah, just extraordinary what she does, what all of the guys here are doing.
Yeah, you know, and this is just one part of it. Storm has a shelter, a halfway house, and where people come to be fed, and I think through COVID, through lockdown. But even as a normal person trying to help, you can't help gravitate towards Storm. You know, she does such incredible stuff.
It's been a delight just getting a snapshot of what you both do together with other incredible people. And tonight's done two things, and my emotions are very mixed. On the one hand, it's so sad seeing the desperation that so many people face on a daily basis. But on the other side, you're seeing South Africans, people like Storm, Joel, and everybody else who's been with us here this evening, person by person, trying to make a little difference. And those differences add up.